So we're gonna do a little bit about self-talk and just speaking better about yourself. I mean, Jonathan is here. If you want to join us, yeah, I'll join you with this as well.
Chief.
So Jonathan is another one of our peers, and yeah, he's done a lot of good work around this. So yeah, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah. Right. So we have self-talk, thinking and speaking better about yourself. So this is important. Yeah, so very important. We find ourselves sometimes in difficult situations. We can put ourselves down at times, but we need to not live maybe in a fantasy, but have more constructive, positive self-talk. So defining what self-talk is, it's our internal dialogue. So I'm sure most people have constant internal dialogues, constant voice going on in our heads that shape our beliefs and our behaviors, eventually consider them as facts. So the example of negative self-talk might be, say we have a bad result in an exam, and someone would say, I'm useless, I'm a failure, and there's nothing, I'll never amount to nothing in life. And in the moment, I'm sure a lot of people get that feeling. They might feel stressed or not give themselves that good self-talk that they need in the situation to see things as objective as they should be. So one type of negative is personalizing, seeing yourself as the cause. So like I said, maybe something might have happened at work that externally that affected you, that was caused externally, but you see it as your fault and you don't see things objectively. Filtering, ignoring positive thinking and focusing on the negative. Yeah, and it distorts positive outlook, like the exam example. And another positive self-talk, an example, it helps to guide our decisions and tackle daily challenges. So if I give the example of the exam, someone might not have got the result they hoped for, but they could still have positive self-talk and say, okay, this isn't the result I hoped for. Next time, maybe I should study more, or maybe I should plan a bit better my life or my study, so I can improve the next result. And I know that it's not all over because of this. So it's basically to be able to see a future and not attach yourself to negative outcomes.
So maybe if we went to like go around the room, can you guys think of like a situation when you spoke about yourself negatively? Like this week, for instance, is it something that happened that made you speak like negative about yourself? Or anyone online as well? Is there anything like you can think of this week that came up that it might have made you speak quite negatively about yourself, put yourself down in any kind of way?
I'll go first. I was basically being harsh on myself in a way that I felt wasn't necessary. I mean, I think it was quite beneficial because I learned how to balance, be a correct judge. And one thing that helps me with my negative thinking is separating fact from fiction. So getting really clear as to what I'm projecting and what's actually there. So yeah, I think I was maybe in a state of comparison in a way like, oh, I'm getting older, I wish certain milestones in my life were better, but then I realized life is a journey, it's not a race. So just, stay true to yourself and like I said, be grateful for the things that you're doing. And that helps you to be more resourceful with your time and the things that you do. So yeah, that's just my little 2 pence on negative talk.
Hiya.
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, 6, 7.
No,
Oh,
is that
Hi.
Kendra?
Yes, it's Kendra.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm a final year student at UEL, and I'm currently studying psychosocial. And I do hope to have a career in mental health in the near future. This week I felt really low, and I felt under a lot of pressure. I do have my dissertation project coming up, and I was having negative thoughts. I was thinking, oh, I can't do this. I don't think, I'll be able to do it. And I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself because I'm determined to get a first class degree. And I had to take a step back, and I had to tell myself, you know what, you will get that first class degree, because the past 2 years at uni, I've received all first on my assignment. So even though I was being hard on myself, I had to, just take a step back and just say, you know what, you need to relax. Everything will work out. Just remain positive. And yeah, I just thought I'd, just share my struggles this week.
That's cool. That's cool. Can I ask, when you were doing your previous work before, when you were getting the first, were you quite hard on yourself? Do you feel like you pushed yourself a bit further, or do you feel like you were maybe taking it a bit easier on yourself and just focusing on the work at hand?
No, I think throughout my time at uni, I've always been really hard on myself, because I think I'm scared of failure. So I always give 150%. So I feel like because I've set a high standard for my work, I'm really hard on myself, and sometimes I feel like, oh my goodness, what would happen if I don't get a first,
Yeah.
So but like I said, I had a really difficult week this week. I had a lot of negative thoughts, but I'm trying to overcome those thoughts by thinking about the positives, which is obviously, just keep going, manage your time properly, and you'll get to where you want to get. So
100%. Great. Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.
So?
I just want to say what she said, what she explained at the end. That's good. What you described as gratitude, realizing what you've done good, and not being too hard on yourself, and counting your blessings. And I want to say as well, I just finished my final year, and I was the last year in COVID trying to do my dissertation was stress. I probably don't understand what you're going through, but like you said, it's just about continuing to push and realizing your potential and realizing that you can do it. Like you said, you got your first 2 years. So I'm sure if you keep pushing, I'm sure that you have the ability to get the first again. And there's so many other students as well now who are going through the same thing you're going through as well. So it's just about realizing you're not alone in this as well.
100%.
Thank you. And I think as well, my negative thoughts, sometimes I feel like they come from just being overworked, because obviously I go to uni, I also work in early years, I volunteer, and I'm a mom as well. So this week I just felt really burnt out. And I had to say to my boss, I need a day off, because I have to take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't be a good mom. I can't concentrate on my work. I can't produce good work. So I'm just being I don't know if selfish is the right word, but I have to think about me and my self-care and my well-being.
I think the proper term is probably self-full, and so that you're full of yourself, so that your cup runneth over to give to other people. And I think that's a very healthy practice. Because like you said, if you're not in the optimal shape that you are in, then you can't be a good mom, you can't be a good student. And the times that you do take a day off, like for me, I put in my to-do list, visit the spa or do some type of deep tissue massage every month, at least once. So prioritizing self-care is very important for mental health. And then obviously, because you're quite active, you know, I think you're quite organized, but it's good to have that time to just organize your life a bit better so that it can be a bit more refined, so you can sort of balance your load, as it were.
And also, like, it should be more refined to you as well. You should, like you said, about telling your boss to take days off. I think that's kind of what positivity is to me. It's to be proactive and prioritize yourself, which is what you do. And like Melvin says, to prioritize and to plan your life surrounding what you want and what your priorities are, rather than someone else. And that's what self-care is. And yeah, it seems like, although you might be stressed at the moment and things are getting a bit too much, it seems that your self-talk is trying to prioritize your needs. Yeah, so you should definitely follow that voice, because that is a positive voice.
I definitely agree. I feel like sometimes, you know, if you don't take that break, it's like banging your head against the wall. So, and I think that was probably the best thing you could have done, actually, by going to the park where there's a lot of oxygen, so the air is fresh, and it's a good way to just escape from it all, you know, and revisit it again, you know, back at work, and just, you know, being in nature. I think that's very important for mental health as well, because we live in a concrete jungle for the most part. So it's good to have some type of greenery, or, you know, just something a bit more organic in your space. So some things that I do, like I burn sage, or there was my friend showed me this waterfall incense. So it's like an incense, and it has like a waterfall kind of, it's like an aesthetic that you put in your house, but it's not too cumbersome and it's really compact. And just having like aromatherapy, for example, it definitely helps to just change your frequency, you know. So maybe that could be an addition for you at work, if it's allowed, just in the corner somewhere on the desk, you know. But yeah, that's my little 2 pence.